Welcome back to 30 Players in 30 Days, taking risk and adding depth. And let's turn our attention to the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta's post Julio effort is upon us. And what is Atlanta going to do without Julio? The natural progression is Ridley to the moon and feed Kyle Pitts. And there's no doubt that the offense is going to flow through Ridley and Pitts. But there's plenty of room for another pass catcher to have a good opportunity there. And whether it's in a winning effort or in garbage time, Atlanta has been a top 5 pass offense in yards per game for the past 3 years. If Atlanta's going to do one thing, Atlanta's going to air it out. So you want to own pieces of the Falcons' offense. And Russell Gage is firmly in line for that number 3 look in targets. Gage has shown flashes of success in the past and the ability to hold a steady floor. And even with the addition of Kyle Pitts, he'll still be able to carve out a solid role within the offense. Let's look at last year in the back half of the season when Julio was out. Gage typically had a high snap count somewhere in the 80s, solid targets with 5 being on the low end a couple of times, and on the high end, as high as 12. And yards per catch, he was typically around 10 and a little bit above. So jump to now, the camp reports coming out for Gage are coming out pretty positive and saying that his role could expand beyond the slot. And Atlanta clearly likes what they have in him, and they trust him to be the wide receiver too. So, knock on wood, he's also a very healthy player. 3 years in the league, no major injuries thus far in his career. So expect Gage to be a player that you can depend on, someone that will be there every single game and will have a solid floor for you that you can rely on. And if you're in a startup, his ADP is at a place right now where you can still draft him for a very good value. He's listed at 77 on fantasypoints.com's ADP. And to acquire him, you are going to have to pay a modest price since most people know that he is the third pass catcher in the offense. But at 25 years old, he's worth the investment from a dynasty perspective. So add Russell Gage. He's a strong depth receiver and someone who you should be targeting in dynasty.